Hey guys, so some people have been asking how I make my dehydrated powders. Um, I have a NutriChef dehydrator that has 6 trays. So this is some potato. So I cooked the potatoes whole in my Instapot, smashed them down, so that they were kind of not quite full on mashed potatoes, but like smashed potato, and put them over my dehydrator trays on some parchment paper. And I think it took about 8 hours. I don't know. I wasn't counting. So once it's done in the dehydrator, you know it's done when you can snap it dry, and when it snaps when you try to bend it. So first thing I do for powders is I break up the pieces and put it in my Ninja. I've got some pieces already in there. Turn on my Ninja. This is going to be loud. I'll try to cover that a bit. Already done a little bit in there. And then, stop the phone from wiggling. So I go until, there's some powder and some bigger pieces, but every now and then I stop it, take the blade out, and then a little sieve, nice fine sieve, over a funnel into my jar. And I just dump that in. Grab a spoon or a fork or whatever, and just move it around until everything goes through. Well, everything that's fine enough goes through. And as you can see, I keep going. And the powder, anything that's fine enough to go through the sieve, goes down into the jar. So there's still lots more that's fine enough, but so say this had stopped putting powder down. Anything that's too big, I put back in the bullet or my Ninja, put the blade back on, and go again. If I want it, so already, I'll use a spoon. You can see that's a super fine powder. But because I want to make these into like instant mashed potatoes and have less of a gritty texture, potatoes like this, doing it this way because it's not freeze dried, will always have a gritty texture. But if I want it extra super fine, I put it into this handheld grinder. Just put it in the top, put the crank on. It's kind of like a peppermill kind of grinder. I have this like closed off almost as much as it can go. I usually do this while watching TV. Once it's already kind of in a powdery state from the blender, it doesn't take much. There we go. And then as you can see, it's a super, 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 super fine powder. And I just keep going like that. These mashed potatoes, I already have a smaller jar here, but I've got 10 pounds I just dehydrated, so it's going to overflow that jar. We put them in this bigger jar. A 1/4 cup of mashed potato powder with some boiling water. Let it sit for 20 minutes or so. And some butter and salt, and you've got some nice mashed potatoes. Still a slight gritty texture because, as you can see with this piece here, I still have the skins on. I love potato skins. That's where most of the best nutrition is in the potato skins. So these, once rehydrated, yeah, the potatoes are going to be kind of more of that color, kind of a taupey brown color because of the skins. But they taste great like mashed potatoes. Like I said, just a ever so slightest grittiness to it. But I've always been impatient and not letting them sit. If you were, say you wanted to make them for dinner, I would put them in some hot water in the morning or even overnight, and then let them soak up even more, and then you won't have any grittiness. But we want to do lots of camping, road tripping, and potatoes like this, or this is a bag of pre-cut hash browns. So if we want kind of roasted potatoes, again, soak these in some water, minimum half an hour, I'd say, to get a decent texture. You can do it quicker if you're not picky about the texture. And yeah, that's how I make my powders. So my Ninja with multiple blade Ninja, and then a little grinder if I want it super, 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 super extra fine. And then I get nice powders. Hope you enjoy.